Hello everybody and welcome to this Minecraft tutorial. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to create this western themed sheriff's office with 2 prison cells. These are the blocks you'll need to create the build. You'll have some additional placeholder blocks left over at the end, and I'll leave a link to the banner patterns in the description below. Finally, you're going to want to have an area of 14 by 17 blocks wide for the build itself. Now let's get building. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to go around the perimeter of the build and place a layer of dark oak slabs on the ground. Next up, at the entrance, we're going to want to come and fill in 4 blocks wide from this outer rim. Next up, in this gap here, you're going to want to take your brick blocks and go around placing your blocks all around the edge against the dark oak slabs. Next up, for the floor of the build, we're going to be using the underside of barrels, and we want to fill in the entirety of this gap with our barrels. So what I like to do is I like to take some dirt or just any temporary block that's easy to remove. Then I'll add a layer all over the top like so. Then once the layer's added, I'll come and I'll dig under by a couple of blocks. Then I'll look straight up and place the barrel like that. And that's the easiest and fastest way I find to make sure that the bottom of the barrel is sticking upwards. So once you've added in your barrel flooring, the base of the build should look something like this. Next up, it's time to start working on the walls of the main sheriff's office. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come onto the base here and I'm going to build up 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks high and go all the way around with the bricks. For this next section, I'm going to need some brick walls and dark oak planks again, and for each of the 4 corners, I'm going to remove our brick blocks like so. I'm going to remove this layer of sand and place a slab like that, and with our brick walls, I'm just going to build up 5 high once again, so each of the 4 corners should look just like that. So next up, we're going to work on the windows at the front of the building. So on both sides, you want to leave a 1 block gap from the edge, knock out the bottom 2 blocks like so, replacing them with right side upstairs, knock out the blocks above them like that, place some upside down stairs at the top, and place some jungle trapdoors in the middle like that, so that just acts as our windows, and you want to repeat that at the opposite side of this wall. Then for our door, we're simply going to knock a 3 by 2 block gap out like that, place some stairs up at the top like that, come inside and place our spruce doors down. So the doors and the windows should look like that when you're all finished. So next up, I'm going to add some windows for the cells, and because the cells, we don't want them to be too nice, we're just going to have a 1 block window. So to do this, I'm going to do a similar design to the front, where I'm going to place a stair like this and a stair like that. Then in the middle, instead of using trapdoors this time, I'm going to use iron bars just to make it a lot more sturdy. And again, you want to repeat this over at that side. So to finish off the walls, on the back and 2 side walls, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of brick stairs and I'm simply just going to break some blocks and place them randomly about. This just helps add a little bit more detail and a little bit more interesting visual style to the building. As you can see, it looks a bit more indented, so like there's missing bricks and things like that. So just go around each of those 3 walls and add in as many or as little as you would like. So next up, we're going to work on adding a little bit of an overhang to the front of the build. So to do this, I'm going to come to the corner and with my spruce slab, I'm going to place it at the top of the block. And then I'm going to come down, place one underneath and out one, another slab underneath and out, and finally another slab underneath and out like that. Then you want to extend the tops like so and remove the blocks at the bottom. So some of them will get destroyed because they're full blocks, and just replace them like that. Then what you want to do is you want to extend these bits of slabs all the way to the other corner of the build. Next up, to add a little bit more texture and variety to this little overhang, I'm going to take some oak slabs and I'm simply just going to randomly knock out some of our spruce slabs. You can do as many as you want, but I'm not going to go over the top. I'm just going to do around about 8 or 10, say. So now that we have the overhang built, what you want to do is take your spruce fences, line yourself up with these full bricks at the front of the build, then come to the very end of the overhang and place 2 fences from the top like so. Then to finish up these supports, what you want to do is dig out the dark oak slab here and simply just move that down so you can place a spruce fence all the way to the ground like that. And again, repeat this for the last 3. And that just helps make it look a lot more secure and safe. Then to finish off, simply in both the corners, we're just going to add in a couple of lanterns to help light up the area. So next up, we're going to start working on the roof. So to begin with, I'm going to come to our bricks at the front of the building. I'm going to temporarily place a spruce log. Then going in a horizontal direction, I'm going to come out 2 blocks from the edge of the build. Then I'm going to repeat our horizontal logs all the way down to the other side, making sure to come out 2 blocks again at this side. And I'm going to repeat this pattern at the back wall. Then at both sides, I'm going to come out 1 from our bricks and go horizontally with our logs once more, connecting the front and the back. Then to finish off with our logs and each of the 4 corners, I'm going to add some stone buttons to the face of the log like that. So that acts as just a little bit of a nail holding the wood together. Then underneath, I'm going to place a chain and a lantern just for some extra lighting around the area. So to finish off the roof, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some spruce planks and on the same level as our logs that we've just placed, I'm going to fill in the entirety of this area. Then to stop the roof looking so plain and flat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some spruce stairs and I'm just going to knock out some of our planks and place the stairs in. Then I'm going to take some oak planks and again add these in just over the place. Then I'm going to finish off by adding in some oak stairs for that final bit of detail. So once your roof is finished, it should be looking something like this. So now that we have the roof finished, it's time to work on adding in our facade to the top of the build. So to do this, I'm going to come to this corner plank here. I'm going to build 2 vertical stripped logs like so, and another 2 just beside it. Then I'm going to place some horizontal stripped logs coming out like that. Remove your vertical logs and continue this horizontal log pattern all the way down to the opposite end of the roof. So now that we have our stripped logs going along horizontally, you're going to take some normal logs, place 2 temporary blocks like so, then add your horizontal logs like that at the top. Then once again you want to repeat these all the way down to the opposite end. So next up, I'm going to repeat this line of logs underneath just at the top here. So I'm going to place a temporary block like this, come out 1, then repeat this all the way down. Just like so. So now that we have our logs going horizontally across, we're going to add a little bit of a spike section just to the top of the facade. So to do this, I'm going to come to one of the sides, count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, place a right side up spruce log, and I'm going to do the same at the opposite side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to take some fences and join these logs. Then I'm going to take my spruce logs, come up a level and in a level, so we're directly above our fence, and I'm going to repeat this staircasing pattern with our logs until they join at the top and all the gaps have been filled in with our fences. So when you're finished, you should have something that looks like this. So next up, I'm going to repeat this design on the back, And what I'm going to do is, instead of joining up the centre with our fences, I'm going to take our stripped spruce logs and join up using them in a horizontal pattern, just like this. So once you've added the point to the top of the facade, you should have something that looks like this. Then you're going to want to repeat this facade at the back end of the building as well. Once you've added the facade to the back, you should have something that looks like this. Now, for a little bit of detail to the facade at the back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some spruce fences and put them all the way across in front of these stripped spruce logs. Then I'm going to take some stone buttons and place them at the top of this log section here, like that. Then to finish off the facade at the front, what we're going to do is add some buttons to the corners once more, like that. Take some spruce fences and fill in this gap in the centre here. Then we're going to want to take our banners and, starting just underneath this little start of the spike at the top of the fence, place your banners going all the way along, spelling out the word sheriff. Then, so this can be lit up at night, we're going to simply remove the fence here, little hanging lantern, remove the fence here, hanging lantern, and you should have something that looks like this when you're finished. So now that the exterior of the build is done, let's work on the interior. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a little sheriff's desk over in this corner here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place some upside down dark oak stairs coming out 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks from the wall. Then we're going to cover around with an upside down dark oak stair like that. Then I'm going to replace this stair and place down a lectern. Place a book and quill into the lectern. Then at the front of our desk, I'm going to place some dark oak trapdoors all the way along like this. And doing this just adds a little bit more texture, and it also helps the lectern blend in with the desk a bit more. Then to finish off the detail, I'm going to add a lantern here and a little pot with a dead bush there, just to keep up with the western theme. So to finish off our little desk area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place an acacia stair down with signs at either edge. So this will just act as a little seat for us. Then I'm going to place an iron frame here with a crossbow in it. So this acts as our little gun or somewhere to store our weapon. Then finally I'm going to place another iron frame up here and place a map of the area, just so we know what's around town when we're out patrolling. So on the opposite side of the room from our desk, we're going to add a little bit of a storage area over here. So I'm going to place an upside down stair against the wall like that. Place 2 slabs and another upside down stair, so that acts as our little table. And then I'm going to place a chest, an ender chest and a shulker box, just for some miscellaneous storage. And above this I'm going to add in a little clock so we can tell what time it is. And right beside the door I'm going to place down an armour stand and a leather tunic, so this just acts as our little duster that we take off whenever we come into the office to relax or hand in a wanted criminal. So next up we're going to work on the cells at the back area here. So the way I like to do this is, if you line yourself up with the door, then come along to this wall here, build out 3 blocks, and you want to make sure this is 2 blocks wide, and go all the way down to the floor. Now you want to be careful when you're building in here, because if you just right click the floor, you will go into the inventory of the barrel. So I always like to make sure I'm crouching whenever I'm placing blocks anywhere, it just makes it a little bit easier. Next up we're going to take some iron bars and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 from the wall like this, going all the way across. These can be a little bit tricky to place. Then line yourself up with this iron bar here, take your iron door and place it like that so it connects to your iron bars. Then you want to make sure this is really secure from any criminals escaping, and join your bars to the top of your door like this. Then to finish off your cell, I like to add in a little bed, a cauldron and fill it up with some water. Then you want to repeat this design at this side as well. So to finish off the interior, I'm going to add a little bit of storage just in front of this wall joining our 2 cells. So at the bottom I'm going to place 2 upside down stairs facing each other like that. Place a double chest up on top. place some spruce trapdoors like so. Make sure to flip them up at both sides. Then above our chest, I'm going to place temporary blocks coming out like that. Come into our cell, remove these brick blocks like this, and remove these temporary blocks. Place upside down stairs here. Replace our bricks. Come out to the front and remove these temporary blocks like that. Then to act as little handles, I'm going to place some stone buttons and finish it all off with some trapdoors up at the top, so you should have something that looks like this. Then to finish off the build, we're going to need to add some lights in here. So we're going to add a light here, one in the corner, one at the side of the door. Then I'm going to add one in either cell as well, just to make sure that nothing can spawn in there. And that is the interior fully complete. And there you have it, your very own sheriff's office. If you're not a fan of the dark wood, you could swap this out with lighter wood. This would give the impression that the colour of the wood is faded over time after being exposed to the sun for so long. Or if you'd like to expand the building, you could add a section to the side with some more cells and join both the buildings with an iron door to make it look nice and secure. If you have any suggestions for other Western themed builds that you would like to see, be sure to leave a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching as always. If you've enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more tutorials in the future, and I'll see you next time. Bye!